This is unboxing video of Daiwa Lexa HD 400X-P, and this is a reel I purchased on eBay for $220 brand new from seller Alpha to Omega, and anywhere else it's going for mostly $299 retail. I think I've seen one place where it's selling for $249, but $220 was the lowest I found. Actually, I bought the left-hand retrieve by accident, and then I spoke to the seller, and the seller agreed to actually waive the 20% restocking fee if I got the right model. So I'm returning the left-hand retrieve, and I got this. And also in this video, I will be trying out the Goture, or however you pronounce this, line winder that I got. It's $12 on Amazon, and I bought this to see if it would provide the tension control that I need when I'm spooling up my reels. Up to this point, I've been using a piece of cloth, wrapping my finger around it with some braid line and holding it so that it provides tension when I'm spooling up. And on the reel itself, I'll be putting on Daiwa Samurai Braid, and this was bought on Amazon for $38. It's a 55-pound test, 300 yards, and the reel is rated for that. So we'll see if I can get most of it on there. And it's the first time trying out the Daiwa brand Braid. Up to this point, I've been using Spider Wire, Power Pro, Suffix, and even Casking. And this is on the more expensive side. And I'll be starting out with 25-pound test mono backing, maybe a few wraps, and then leader material is a fluorocarbon. Okay, so let's get this started. The gear ratio on this is 8.1 to 1. I believe that's 43 inches or something per rotation. And in the box, there's a key and the manual. So this is a 400 class. This is actually the first baitcaster in 400 class that I got. Okay. I just like to weigh it, see how close it comes to the specs. Okay, so it comes out to 1 pound and 1.3 ounce. So that's 17.3 ounce. And just as a size comparison, I have the 200 class Daiwa here, and then the 300 class Shimano Purhcase 300 EJ. So that's the size difference. And I bought this mainly to go on boats, maybe even try surf fishing with it, although I do have conventionals without the level wind so I can cast further. But I'll give it a try and see how it goes. One thing I'm worried about using level winds on sandy areas is the fact that sand can get stuck in the level wind, and there's just more parts that can get damaged by sand. But if I'm careful, I think I should be okay. So there's really no instructions with this. I guess the back tells you what you're supposed to do. Fasten the plastic button on suction cup to stick, and then adjust the tightness of the line using, I guess, side here. Since there are no instructions, I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to put this together. I think it's supposed to go in that way, and then maybe, wow, a little tricky. I think I'm supposed to stick this in there and then tighten it. I'm just holding the nut with my finger, my thumb, hoping it'll catch. Let's see. I think. Okay. So it looks like that's what you're supposed to do. I'm not even sure if this piece comes out. There's no instructions, so this is what I did. And I think this suction cup is supposed to be on a surface, and I do have a glass surface nearby, so I'll stick it on there and then go from there. I only put a thin layer of backing on it, so it's uneven to start out with. I don't know if you can see that in that lighting, but a thin layer so that I can try to get as close to 300 yards as possible on there of braid. It's fancier packaging than what I'm used to seeing. And there's actually a way, I guess, to just use it to spool, and it's supposed to provide tension by you putting a thumb on it. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I do not think that's a one-man job. I can't wind while I'm, I guess, holding this braid. I don't know where to, I guess, set my reel. I don't have that rig set up at in my basement, so. And I already see a problem here. There's no adapters or anything so that you actually can't use this to tighten, because as you can see, the hole here is too big. I wish that it came with an adapter or something like that to make it work. But so for this video, it will be useless. So this is the piece of cloth that I use to spool up my reels, and you can see, you know, a lot of braid lines bleed. The color comes out usually. This is how I usually make it work. There's a braid line, I wrap it around my finger with cloth, and I hold it with my thumb, and that provides usually enough tension on it so that I can kind of do a tight spooling. So we'll see how that goes. It's going on pretty evenly, pretty flat for the most part. Still going on pretty evenly. It's doing pretty good. So I did pretty good here. I was able to put on all 300 yards of 55 pound. And there's some room for the leader, and the spool is warm from the friction between the cloth and the braid itself. So I guess the next step is to use the FG knot to tie on the leader material, the fluorocarbon, to the braid. So I'm going from 55 pound braid to 50 pound test fluorocarbon. So the FG knot didn't come out as well as I wanted it to. I can usually make it more even and thinner, but this will do.